Cyrano de Bergerac, Stratford, 2009. A few days ago I was listening to Rebecca Zambergen reading the news on CBC, and she mentioned that day, the day I was listening, was National Coming Out Day. And it reminded me of this poem that I wrote last fall about this time, and I read it here at Tree, and it wasn't well received. I thought I didn't read it very well, but I still thought it was pretty good. I sent it to ARC, and after about 4 months it came back from ARC with a letter saying, sorry, we can't use it. 3 editors have read your poem. Why they need to tell me that 3 editors turned down my poem when 1 would do, I don't know. But there's more. 3 months later, another letter came from ARC. Same poem. So now it's 6 editors. Now, I don't take it personal. The fact that 6 editors have turned down my poem is no sure proof that the poem is no good. Editors don't decide between good and no good. Their job is to decide whether a particular submission suits the needs of their publication. And you have to respect that. But the experience made me wonder whether maybe I'm putting too much of a load on this little poem by sending it out into the world without an explanation. So I'd like to explain it and read it again. And then I can say to my poem, look it, we gave it our best shot. The story of Cyrano de Bergerac is pretty well known, but not everybody knows it. It's based on a French soldier and poet of the 17th century. Edmond de Rostand wrote this play, Cyrano de Bergerac, at the end of the 19th century. And it's been in regular performance ever since. There have been a number of movies. I've seen it a few times. And what happens is that Cyrano is a poet and wordsmith and a very brave soldier, and he has an enormous long nose, and he's ashamed of this deformity. He is in love with a distant cousin, Roxanne, but he doesn't dare present his love to her. And along comes Christian, a very handsome soldier in the same regiment. And Roxanne takes to Christian, and Christian takes to Roxanne. And Christian's problem is that he's tongue-tied. He can't say a word, so Cyrano tells him what to say. Cyrano hides under the balcony and whispers sweet words of love to him, which he uses on Roxanne. He writes letters for him, and things are going along great between Christian and Roxanne, and Christian is killed in the war. And Cyrano says, the play is in verse. Cyrano says, now that Christian is dead, I can never break faith with Christian. I can't disclose myself to Roxanne. And then the play skips ahead 15 years. Roxanne is living in a convent. Christian or Cyrano is living alone, and Cyrano gets into a fight or an accident. He's knocked on the head, and she finds out. Roxanne gets his letters, reads the letters, realizes that that Cyrano was the one all the time. And it struck me while watching that at Stratford that the play is presented as a bittersweet romantic comedy. It struck me that there's more in it, which is what gives it its grip. It's also the tragedy of a bisexual man in denial. And that's what gives it its grip, and that's what produced the poem. I was a poet, deformity enough, with a great long Pinocchio nose, and I was a penniless soldier, and I was in love, and I was an orator, and I was shy. Roxanne was my cousin, elegant and rare, worthy of loving in marvel's lady's state. I was made to be heard, not seen, and there was Christian, gorgeous, inarticulate. In Samuel 1, the heavenly Lord above says that what matters is not outward show. The Lord may be excused a bit of bluff. The Lord chose David for his comely glow. I gave words to Christian, I Cyrano. I made him a Casanova, a Don Juan. Below the balcony, a Romeo. The prompter's role can be a tricky one. Pygmalion, sculpting Galatea, fell in love with his bright marble doll. Higgins could bully Eliza to excel in diction, but lost his Shavian control. I loved Roxanne. I loved her till I died. And also Christian. It wasn't quite the same. He woke in me a different kind of pride, the love that makes a pageant of its name. Roxanne was twice bereaved, for Christian killed in battle, and the letters with my tears. I remained a silent partner, skilled in keeping love suppressed for 15 years. I loved Roxanne until I died, I did. While I still lived, I didn't tell her once, but hoodwinked her and kept my own self hid, and kept my faith with Christian and left her to the nuns.